Well, blue crabs are considered a popular seafood staple right here in the Cape Fear area. But a proposed harvest limit for crabbers could impact many. WECT's Delaney Tarpley spoke to a seafood restaurant owner earlier today who said if these limits pass, it would mean higher prices for his customers. Delaney?
Yeah, that's right. The North Carolina Division of Marine Fisheries was proposing the limits because they say the population of blue crabs is declining. The limits were set to be voted on at a meeting last month when the chairman suddenly decided to remove it from the agenda. But as I heard from several people today, they don't think this issue is dead in the water.
At Seaview Crab Company in Wilmington, being crabby is a way of life.
I started crabbing with my brother in the Masonboro Sound. One thing led to another, and now we've got a pretty good-sized business here.
Now with several locations across the Cape Fear area, co-owner Sam Romano says there's one staple that brings customers back.
People come in here specifically for crabs, so we try to have them pretty much year-round.
It's the blue crab in particular.
Just about anything with crab on the East Coast is going to be a blue crab.
But this past month, Romano said the industry was preparing to be put in quite a pinch.
Our food is on the line, our seafood is on the line. Probably zero crabbers that really would be behind something like this because it is quite a change.
The state's Division of Marine Fisheries proposed harvest limits on blue crabs to offset what they say is a declining population. So what does that mean? Well, if the changes go through, crabbers in southeastern North Carolina would be limited to harvesting 15 bushels per trip in the fall season. A bushel is just one of the buckets you see here. On average, commercial crabbers harvest close to 50 bushels a trip.
Well, supply and demand, and in the fall, if we were cut back, it's just invariably prices would go up.
The limits were supposed to be voted on at the Division of Marine Fisheries November meeting, but that was removed. Many in the industry still don't think it's off the table for good.
I am 1,000% sure it's going to come back up next year.
An advisor for the North Carolina Coastal Counties Fisheries Coalition says he and others in the industry are going to continue to fight these limits, no matter what form they take.
And I'll tell you, quite frankly, I'm not a commercial fisherman. I'm not a recreational fisherman, but I do know right from wrong. If you go to a restaurant or if you go to a fish house and want to get crab cakes or anything to do with crab, you got to realize that's going to increase the prices.
At Seaview Crab Company, Romano says increasing prices is one of the last things they'd want to do.
You know, when you chip away at us slowly, we call it the death of 1,000 cuts. We've faced so many different rules and impactful decisions as fishermen that it just seems like it's just more on top.
We did reach out to the North Carolina Division of Marine Fisheries for this story, but did not hear back in time. Many in the crabbing industry say they also believe that other factors could be at play when it comes to a declining blue crab population. Those are things like water quality, natural predators, and even some invasive species. They don't believe that it's an overfishing issue at the end of the day. In the studio, Delaney Tarpley, WECT News.